The next categories I have been rather reticent to commit myself, as you can see from the fact that it's not bold, for post-alveolar and similarly for palato-alveolar, because the IPA, the International Phonetic Association, has changed all the labels so that the books which we read and I was trained on and students still have to refer to are actually out of line with the current requirements of the International Phonetic Association. Customarily, I have referred to, and all of us have, the R sound, ra, as being a post-alveolar sound. Okay? According to the IPA now, the R sound has to be included in alveolars. So that's why I put post in brackets, because we recognize that there is a change in terminology. If you choose to ignore the change in terminology, then you will join already a fairly large club and a fairly large membership, because many of us are not very keen on following through recommendations of the IPA. So post-alveolar as an articulation for R seems to me still to make perfect sense, and that's what I would prefer. But we are in a somewhat difficult situation because we don't always know what people are talking about when they refer to the alveolar category. We don't know whether it includes R or doesn't include R. For me, alveolar sounds are exclusive of R. So we have then post-alveolar R here, and we'll deal with R in a bit more detail later on. Looking now at palato-alveolars, again, these should be referred now, by virtue of the IPA's recommendation, as post-alveolar. Again, the category palato-alveolar has disappeared from the consonant chart to reappear as a side sort of issue in other sounds, which is not really very popular. For me, and for many people, the label palato-alveolar is a perfectly acceptable one. Indeed, it's a better one, post-alveolar, for many reasons, many of which are phonological, and we don't need to go into here. But there are good reasons for not following the IPA. Therefore, again, I would recommend, my personal preference is for palato-alveolar.